Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good morning. Good afternoon and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Hope this show finds you in good spirits and all of that, because you deserve it. Okay. Hopefully you guys are doing very well. We got some things we got to talk about. Something I didn't get a chance to cover yesterday. And we got some new updates that happened this morning revolving around this particular case. Man, this is some crazy stuff. But we're going to be looking into this. We got to talk about it. This update. Good morning. The update. Good afternoon and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. But I'm not surprised. Finds you in good spirits. Why am I not surprised? Well, because you deserve it. That video said enough, don't you think? Hopefully you guys are doing very well. We got some video said enough. Something my personal opinion covered yesterday, and we got some new updates that happened this morning revolving around this particular case. Fixing the sound. Sorry about that, guys. Sound fixed. All right. But again, that video says enough already, in my personal opinion. And now we got more people coming out. So do me a favor. Yes, I fixed it. Okay. I fixed it. All right, guys. But do me a favor. Very simple thing. Hit that like button down below. Okay, make it scream out your name. If you're watching on other platforms, hit that reaction button down below. That would really, really mean a lot. Do not forget, if you're watching on those other platforms, hit that follow button on my Facebook, Twitter, X, TikTok, Instagram. Follow me on all those platforms, okay? I know it's been a while since I've been on the TikTok, but trust me, I'm coming back on. It's just been a very, very busy couple of weeks, okay? Very, very busy and trying couple of weeks. Okay, so please be sure to follow me on my TikTok. That'll be greatly appreciated. All right, more stuff is coming. I promise you, more stuff is coming. All right, and of course, if you're watching on YouTube, do not forget to crush that subscribe button. If you want to support the channel and you're watching on YouTube, hit that join button down below. Become a member of the show. That'd be amazing. All right, our family is growing beautifully. All right. Of course, if you want to support it even further, you can go over to patreon.com/thepascalshow. It'd be great to have you over there as well. Okay, guys? Anyway, let's get into this. All right, guys. Again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every single last one of y'all that are out here watching this show and want to know some information. We have documents. Let me just say that. We have the documents. Oh, and these documents are not good. And what I'm talking about is documents revolving around this mother lover right here, the diddler, as a lot of us have been calling him as of late. Sean Combs, Sean P. Diddy Combs, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Brother Love, whatever you want to call him, Monster, Diddler, any of those things, we got him right here, all right? And he's been exposed by another woman. Another victim has stepped forward, y'all. Another one. And her name is Crystal McKinney. She was a model at that time and was on a bunch of different reality shows, which we are going to hear about here in a little bit. And apparently MTV really liked her a lot, right? She was on True Life. I'm a Supermodel or something like that. And she was on a bunch of different things via MTV during that time. Now, I do want you guys to know that this act that she alleged happened to her happened in 2003. So 21 years ago, this happened. But she also says in these documents that she still has an item of his clothing. No, I'm not kidding. And yeah, I got to do this too. She allegedly says in this lawsuit, in these legal documents, that she still got one of his items of clothing, like his dirty drawers or something, just zipped up in a Ziploc bag, just chilling, waiting to be used 21 years later. Pretty wild stuff, y'all. I'm still wondering. I actually want to know, because I just want to know. I got two questions, and I'm probably going to ask the same thing again here in a second. Number one, what is the item of clothing? That's what I want to know. And then number two, how did you get it off his body? I'm also curious about that. I'm not sitting here saying that her allegations aren't true. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just interested in how she was able to get an item of clothing that is actually his in her possession before she ran out of that place in this, apparently this very vicious and horrible situation that she experienced. Don't worry, we're going to get into this whole thing here in a second. But like I said, she alleges that this man forced her to do certain things that she did not want to do. She accuses him of lacing, I can't use the word. You see it right here, the D word right here. I'll just highlight it, okay? Like, I'll just say lacing her, for lack of a better term, using party favors that she did not know she was even partaking in. She even talks about, smoking them trees and suddenly feeling very odd, feeling very off, like that those trees were laced with something. She says all this and more in these documents. Now, I know a lot of y'all are wanting to know or wanting to see a little bit of this, of her back then, Crystal McKinney, before all of this stuff, or around the time of all this stuff. This is just a little bit of a breakdown, or a little bit of a small snippet of her on some of these reality shows. And I think this is like true life. I'm a model or a supermodel or something like that. So let's take a look at this really quick clip. This is going to be very quick because copyright stuff and everything, right? So let's rock and roll.
And IMG's model mission. Hi, I'm Kristen McKinney from Savannah, Georgia. I won MTV and IMG's model mission for 1998. This last year has been so crazy.
That's nice.
Out of this world.
Gorgeous.
At the same time, crappy. Don't be so bull to me. And then so cool.
It's only you. It's a double-page spread in the magazine.
My dream totally came true.
So, as you can see, this is a show that she was on MTV. Okay. She won some competitions. She did her thing. She was out there doing her thing until she met Diddy. And then when she met Diddy, then it was everything went crashing down. She alleges after this encounter with the diddler that she went into a deep depression. She tried to do the unthinkable to herself, and then some. One other thing I will say, though, she ain't no Jane Doe. She's coming out, face out here and everything. Let me show you her face one more time. She's now coming out saying that, yes, this man did this to me. This happened to me. He attacked me, for lack of a better term. He SA'd. He promised her the world. He promised her, I'm going to make you a star. You're going to be a star. That kind of thing. He promised her all kinds of stuff. then allegedly took her into a bathroom and did what he did with her against her will. Somehow she was able to obtain some item of clothing from that particular act that she's been holding on to as evidence for the past 21 years. And then now this lawsuit has been filed. And I keep wondering what happened here. Like, and I understand everyone takes their time, but I'm wondering if this was inspired by Cassie, her lawsuit, or if this was something that she was trying to do for a long time. I know that I will say this. Cassie's lawsuit is definitely the one that broke the dam. So every single person that felt held back, thinking, oh, I'm scared to do anything, so on and so forth, now feels that emboldened to step forward and say, no, he did this without question to me. And now that Cassie's information, now that lawsuit, the documents, and that video is out now, I think that she's not going to be the only person stepping forward, face out, saying, no, he did this to me as well, right? Now, the other thing, too, is I'm reading y'all's comments, you know what I mean, when I can see them, right? But Melly, you ain't wrong, Melly. I'm waiting to hear what Aubrey O'Day has to say about this, too. But see, that's the thing. I mean, and let me say this, okay? I've already kind of covered a little bit about Aubrey and her interviews and stuff like that. Her talking about her experience with, being on Danity Kane and all that stuff, okay? She's show stopping, right? So I know all about that stuff, okay? I've been, I grew up during that time seeing all those Making the Band series and all that stuff. Saw Aubrey O'Day when she was, the size of a toothpick. Y'all remember that. I don't deny it. But one thing I am kind of curious about is, if anything has happened to her, why hasn't she said anything? Is she waiting for the highest bidder? That's kind of what I'm thinking. Because I feel that Cassie's would have been enough for if something happened to Aubrey O'Day, as everyone thinks, and as she has been kind of trickling out here and alleging for a minute. By the way, she's been alleging for a minute, way before Cassie even dropped this lawsuit, right? So I keep wondering if that is what's going on. If Diddy was the diddler to her too, why hasn't she said anything yet? And I feel that a part of it has to do with, I think she's trying to find someone who's going to be like, yo, we will give you multi-millions of dollars for you to write your story, to sit down with us, do this interview, to write this book, turn it into a Lifetime movie, and whatnot. I think she's waiting for the highest bidder. That's what I think. Okay. Now, that's the other thing too. I am kind of curious if Crystal, the model, Crystal McKinney, I wonder if she actually did try to file back then as well. And maybe she did, Nicole B. I don't know. And maybe she wasn't successful, or maybe she was terrified out of her mind, thinking that Diddy's a dangerous man and she's worried about pressing charges or anything of that sort and her ending up in the East River. You know what I'm saying? So I could see her being concerned about that too, right? So maybe, right? The other thing, Dolly Shortcake, thank you so much, Pascal. I think it's her clothing. If it is her clothing, then obviously he left some DNA, if you get what I'm saying. So if it is clothing from her, because I was going to say, if it's his clothing, how would she have that opportunity to get it from him? Unless he was like, here, you know what I mean? Because the scene, you're going to hear in the documents, the scene in which all of this went down, right? It says it happened in a restaurant bathroom. So in my mind, I'm like, it's not like they were, he took her back to a hotel room or to his place, and then this thing happened, and she was able to take his dirty drawers as she snuck out the, out the bedroom and out of the hotel while he was asleep. You see what I'm saying? It happened at the restaurant that they were all, that she thought was going to be a date to like sit down and talk business and hang out with him and all that stuff. And it only ended up being him with his boys and all that. So it is something, but good point, Dolly. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the, not Lorena Bobbitt. What's her name? Why am I forgetting her name? I did not have sexual relations with that woman. What's her name? What's her name, man? Now I feel like an idiot. What's her name, man? Monica Lewinsky. There it is. Kind of like a Monica Lewinsky. Maybe it's the blue dress. You know what I mean? Maybe it is the blue dress that she has. And it's his DNA, right? But nonetheless, of course I got questions. Like I said, I'm not sitting here saying what she has gone through is not real. I'm not sitting here saying that she's fibbing or lying. I'm not sitting here saying anything about Aubrey O'Day either. But I also know that Aubrey O'Day is, I know that she's trying to make that money. Okay. And if she really was in a situation where she was, you know what I'm saying? If she really was in a situation with him like that, where it was non-consensual, I figured she'd be saying something by now, but she keeps saying, oh, it's coming. And I'm like, okay, so when is it coming? Because you've been saying that for a while now. And, whatever, she might need to be doing whatever she needs to do. Like I said, maybe it's the highest bidder. Maybe it's the lawyers. Whatever it may be, I guess we're going to have to wait on Aubrey O'Day. All right. And anybody else, because other people are still coming out. Somebody I just saw in the corner of my eye said something about this too. And it is true. Tiffany Red just came out. She was on Tisa Tells and had a huge conversation with her, talking about everything. I didn't get to see the whole thing. And Tisa Tells, Tisa or Tissa? And I mean that with all due respect. I just want to say her name right. But she's another content creator. She does really, really great work. Her coverage is crazy. Okay. And she had an interview with Tiffany Red, and she was able to sit down and break all these things down. I didn't get a chance to watch the whole thing, but I recommend you guys, if you are really, knee deep in this case and are interested in it, I highly recommend you guys going and checking out that whole conversation that she had with Tiffany Red. But Tiffany Red's been out here talking since the moment that Cassie's lawsuit dropped. And she's been like, yo, this guy is dangerous. This guy is a monster. This is the reason why I don't mess with I wasn't messing with the music industry anymore, because of how volatile it was and so on and so forth, right? Okay. It's Tessa. Dame said, I believe it's Tessa. Well, it's Tisa. So why would it be Tessa? Anyway, just to, I think it's Tissa or Tisa. Tissa or Tisa. We'll figure it out at some point, okay? But I really like her content. I like how she, she's fun. And her stuff, the stuff she gets, how she gets it, I do not know. It's insane. But I recommend you guys checking her out. She's dope. She's absolutely dope. Okay. It's Lisa like Tisa. Okay. Or Tisa like Lisa. Okay. Tisa Tells. There you go. Thank you. All right. Definitely go check her out. Check her out. Now I'm all thinking about Tissa and Tessa and Tyson. Go check her out. All right. But let's take a look at this article really, really quick because we got the documents right here. So we're going to be looking at those documents. Trust and believe. I would not come to you with just nothing. All right. I wouldn't just come up here and just read this article and be done if the documents are out here for public consumption. So we are going to be looking at the documents for show. But I wanted to read this real quick with you guys. All right. We already know that he's in yet another lawsuit filed by a former model who claims the disgraced mogul enticed her with promises of career advancement, but she claims his plan was far more sinister. So Crystal McKinney claims in the suit obtained by TMZ that in 2003, when she was just 22 years old, she was invited to a men's fashion week in downtown New York. She met Combs at the event, and he invited her back to his studio. She says shortly after their arrival, Combs and several colleagues were drinking Hennessy and passing around dem trees. Okay. And it joints, I don't know. Would he be smoking joints? He seems like the type would be like smoking nothing but blunts. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. And yeah, I do want to correct myself. It wasn't. I when I read it, I thought it was a restaurant. So my bad. It was not a restaurant. It was a studio in the studio's bathroom in which the crime happened. So my bad. I want to correct that. Okay. So they were passing around them trees. Okay. She took a hit, which she said was very powerful and felt as if she was floating. She claims that those trees had been laced with some sort of harder possible party favor. And I got to use these chemicals. I got to use these code words as best as I can. Okay, guys, just a full on heads up. Okay. Crystal says Combs then demanded she follow him to the bathroom, where she says he did this unthinkable thing. He began kissing her. He pushed her head down and said this phrase, "S it." She says she refused, but Combs then pushed her head down and forced her to do this. Okay. She started walking away, but then felt woozy and lost consciousness. All right. So, of course, she says when she came to, she woke up in this taxi, and then that's when she realized she was violated. It's unclear from the lawsuit if she's referring to the alleged forced oral or another act of the S kind, of the carnal kind, might have occurred while she was unconscious. All right. So we got to get into this. Here's the lawsuit. Here are the documents for this lawsuit. All right. We're not going through this entire thing, but we're going to get into it. All right. So, of course, first off, nature of the action. All right. Plaintiff brings suit against defendants pursuant to the New York Gender Motivated Violation Act. Okay. To redress the substantial and lifetime injuries she has suffered as a result of being chemically induced, I guess, and SA'd by P. Diddy. Okay. Now, plaintiff, of course, is a citizen of the state of Georgia. And this is all just facts about everything about, his clothing line, his other businesses, the Universal Music Group's business, so on and so forth. So we're going to cut through all the BS. All right. Now, we already know about Diddy, okay? Some information about him. And of course, some other information about other people who have stepped forward and filed suits against Diddy, right? Like Cassie, Joy Dickerson Neal, Liza, I think it's Liza Gardner, right? Jane Doe, and Lil Rod or Rodney Jones, okay? And we all know about those lawsuits, right? And he's saying that he was essayed and he was provided laced alcoholic drinks as well, or that he saw Diddy not only provide laced drinks to minors, but also how he was also laced with drinks. Okay. So let us get into it. So, and I also want to make sure that we see all of this, because these are the parts that I think are very, very important. And I also say that this is not like there were multiple movements here. There are other people involved in this, I believe. You're going to hear it in a second, okay? So, plaintiff begins her modeling career at the age of 17. Plaintiff won MTV's inaugural model mission on December 5th, 1998, a televised modeling competition akin to Miss America, and was awarded a modeling contract with IMG, which, by the way, back then, and I mean, I don't even know if IMG is still big, but IMG was big back then. So getting that kind of modeling contract is huge, okay? Shortly thereafter, her career took off. She modeled for a Tommy Hilfiger jeans campaign, and Tommy Hilfiger was the business, like the king ding-a-ling back then, okay, of all kinds. White and black people were wearing Tommy Hilfiger, okay? Real talk, even though Tommy Hilfiger is a racist. But moving on, she was also featured in Macy's catalog, Elle, Cosmopolitan, Mademoiselle, and of course, other magazines. She also made appearances in television and film programs, such as MTV's Total Request Live, that's TRL, with, what's his name? Now I'm forgetting his name too. The host of TRL, what's his name? Pop quiz. Somebody's Googling it. You can't Google it. You got to come off the dome, top of the dome. But think about it, okay? Carson Daly. There we go. Hey. All right, Yogi Pretzel, even though you used Google really quick, or you used Siri. Hey, Siri. You know what I mean? Anyway. S-Dubs, if you don't know, you go look it up. You'll know. Okay? Yes. And there's been a lot of things where he's like, oh, no. You know, like the designer, you know, back in the day, the face of Tommy Hilfiger being like, no, we're not. No, he was. He most definitely was. But we you know, that's a whole other Charles Dickens story in itself. Let's get back into this, okay? So TRL with Carson Daly, she was on there. Fashionably Loud, True Life, and a movie with Joan Rivers. I wonder what movie that was. Furthermore, she had international modeling gigs in Germany and Australia. That's a big mother-loving deal. See what I'm saying? As soon as she won this MTV's like model search thing, you know, their own version of America's Next Top Model, okay? She took off and she started just doing the face, smizing and all that. You feel me? So let's continue. So a fashion designer invites plaintiff to Men's Fashion Week to meet Combs. I just want to highlight this because this is the start of it all. This is the start of the meet, and then, of course, the tragedy that ensues. The crime that ensues. Now, I'm going to say this really quick. I'm also kind of curious about this person that's being called, in quotations, the designer. And I'm not talking about designer No, I'm not talking about designer. Okay? I ain't talking about him. So I'm kind of curious about who that is. Who that be, though? Is there an understanding? Is there some sort of conversation? Is there a quid pro quo going on? I'm just saying it now. They don't explain any of that in this paperwork at all, but I'm going to ask it no matter what, because at the same time, it starts with this designer and then it goes to tragedy. Remember, real quick, and this is just me saying I'm just questioning it, okay? Does not mean it's real. But remember how Lil Rod would go to a strip club and he would wear the bad boy hat, and then all the girls there would know, oh, Diddy's in town, right? And he would go out and recruit. I'm wondering if this is just a soft version of that. I'm just asking. Okay? I'm not a Tina Power. She's like, hey, Pascal, don't be hating on Siri. No, I ain't hating Siri. Siri is very helpful. Okay? Just sometimes, you know what? Let me just say this really quick about Siri. Sometimes you say like, hey, Siri, and it'll be like, uh-huh. And then you ask them the question like it's doing it to me right now. It's doing it to me right now. I didn't want to message anybody. But see what just happened? But they go, it will say, uh-huh, right? And then you go, you tell me like, what's the third planet from the sun, for example? Just random. And you're expecting it to read the answer to you, but it'll be like, I have all the results from Wikipedia or whatever the hell it is. It's like, my hands aren't free. This is the reason why I'm asking you the question, because the phone's over there and I'm over her. So I'm just asking you to let me know what's the third rock from the sun. Can you just do that for me? Can you just say it out loud? Because I'm a little busy. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, oh, you tell me I got to walk all the way over there. Open up the motherfucker. You just know what I'm saying? So, trust. It's frustrating. They need to fix that. Because you just go, tell me what the third rock from the sun is. That is it. And say it out loud. And sometimes it won't do that for you. It won't. It'll just be like, I have a couple options for you. Just tell me it's the earth. Or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like I said. Just saying that out loud. All right. Let's move on. Okay. Shall we? Let's get back into the designer. Okay. So in 2003, again, this fashion designer, I highlighted it. This fashion designer invited this woman, this model, to this fashion week to meet P. Diddy Combs. And sure, this could literally be an innocent encounter. He just wanted to, maybe he was just like, hey, hey, hook me up. She seems really talented, blah, blah, blah. Maybe this designer has no clue of what the hell's going on, right? Maybe they have no clue and it's just innocent. They're just doing something nice for somebody and have no clue. Just something to think about. Like I said, is it quid pro quo? That's hard to say fast. Quid pro quo. Try to say that 3 times fast. That phrase. That's very hard to do. All right. But let's get into this. All right. Nothing but a quid pro quo. Okay. TKO. Nobody? Pendergrass. Let's move on. In 2003, when plaintiff was 22 years old, a fashion designer, now is going to be called the designer, invited plaintiff to attend a men's fashion week event held at the Cipriani downtown. All right. Located in, off of Broadway, New York. All right. At the time, Plaintiff was engaged in modeling gigs, or she was engaged in modeling gigs in Miami, Florida, and flew to New York for just that event. The designer told plaintiff that he would be introducing her to Combs, which could advance her modeling career. Now, again, this could literally be a situation where he's just like, hey, I'm just trying to help you advance your career. This guy has his own clothing line. He's got, he's making waves for himself. He's making a big name for himself. So maybe I can just help you advance your career. Or it could be another thing sinister, for sure. So they're introducing her, saying that he could advance your modeling career. This could be the biggest move ever, right? And not only are you going to be on Mademoiselle magazine, but you could be on other magazines. You could be that crossover model. You know, you're doing things for black designers. You're doing things for white designers. You could be that crossover, whatever it is. You could be that household name in all households, possibly, right? Possibly. But whatever. Doesn't matter. They met. For instance, the designer instructed her to go to Elizabeth Arden and get a root touch up to ensure she was platinum blonde. So he was like, I need you to make sure you look exactly how he likes, which is interesting. I need to make sure you are put together, head to toe, on point. So when you see him, you just do nothing but slay, right? Interesting, right? The designer also scheduled a stylist to put in hair extensions for the plaintiff. The designer then handpicked a black leather coat with a fur hood, a translucent chiffon beige V-cut shirt, fur-lined handbag, and jewel-encrusted jeans for the plaintiff to wear to the event. He wanted her to go in there and be a showstopper and want nothing but Diddy to be like, oh, damn, she fly. She looks great. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Due to the traumatic events that will occur later, she saved the unwashed clothing from that night in her closet, where they remain in a plastic wrap. Yes. Interesting, right? So they did all of this. This designer did everything he could to make sure she looked amazing. Now, here's the thing, and maybe in a way that would make Diddy go, yeah, I approve this message, right? But hear me out. Hear me out for a second. Before everyone goes after and goes, who could be the designer? Hold on real quick before everybody gets upset. Hold on for a second. First off, this could be totally innocent. This literally could be him getting her ready as if she is going in for a casting call, right? Making her look the part, making her look like she is, without a shadow of a doubt, a supermodel. Let me get you dressed up. Let me make sure you look impeccable. You are actually going to a fashion show, so you need to be on point no matter what, if you are also a model. And that's your job. This is your game. This is the job that you do. You come in and you show up and you show out. You stop the show because everyone's like, who's that? Right? So when we look at this, yes, a part of me goes, the designer may be under some sort of understanding with Diddy, or this designer really just wanted to get this girl on, really wanted to help her further her career, and said, hey, you know, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous, love it. We're just going to touch some things up, put some jeans on you. You're going to wear some fur. You're going to look amazing. And he's going to be just, I need her in my next campaign shoot. That could very well be it. Think about it for a second. It could be both sides. It could be anything. It could have been innocent, or it could have been totally 110% a setup for Diddy to get what he wanted with this girl. Either way, this thing still happened. This crime still allegedly happened. That's at least what she alleges in these documents. But I do think it's important for us to understand the designer part here too, because there could be something here that led to this crime. Just saying that out loud. So let's continue. Combs makes promises of career advancement. Interesting. Oh, actually, you know what? Before we continue on, let me get these real quick. Melly, thank you so much for the love. I appreciate it. Hi, Pascal and beautiful humans. Yes, hi. Good morning to every single last one of y'all. I appreciate it. Cassie and these other women are victims, but anyone who unwillingly witnessed these acts in real time is too, in my opinion. Yes, I agree 110%. And also, thank you so much for gifting one person a membership, okay, to the family. Welcome to the family. The person who is the new member to the family, welcome. I appreciate it. Sharing is caring, and that's dope. I love seeing that stuff. All I ask is that if you get gifted, that you just return the favor, right? If you can, pay it forward. And in fact, let me say this, because I don't want it to come off like, I'm just money grubby and I'm like, give me your money. No, hold on. In fact, pay it forward. Buy somebody a drink. Buy somebody a Coke. Buy somebody a meal. Donate that money, that $5, by the way, to something. If you get gifted, just give that positivity out to something else. Okay? That's all I ask. All right? That's all I ask. But I appreciate it. And sharing is caring. So keep sharing if you can. And pay it forward, whoever that was. All right? So let's continue on. So he makes promises. Oh, let me just say this, of course, too, because this helps my channel. Hit that like button down below, please, and thank you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, okay? Thank you, please, and thank you. All right, let's get into this, all right? Oh, shoot, another one. Hold on. Yogi Pretzel, thank you so much. Thank you. And whoever got gifted that, you know what I mean? Just if you want to give it here, you're more than welcome, okay? I'm not sitting here saying no, but at the same time, if you can, shoot. Just go and give it this, buy somebody a Coke. You know what I mean? That's cheaper than this membership, depending on where you're buying that Coke, okay? Coca-Cola. Okay, don't buy anybody the booger sugar. Powdered donuts. No one wants that. Say no to drugs. So moving on. Combs makes his promises of career advancement, which, by the way, I feel like we hear this a lot. Haven't we? Okay. I feel like we've heard that a lot. So soon after, plaintiff took a car to this Cipriani downtown, where the designer was dining with Combs and other guests. See, this is where I got the dining and the studio mixed up, right? So please forgive me, all right? Plaintiff felt a little control over the events as she was directed what to do and put on display for the others in attendance. But I will say, only pushback I say is she is a model. She's kind of made to put on clothes and be on display. So in a way, I keep looking at this as like she could have just been auditioning. This could have been a soft audition for her. You know what I mean? For Diddy, possibly. But then again, it is weird that she's being directed to do all this stuff for this particular event. A little bit of manipulation is interesting, right? So let's move on. All right. So she did that. She felt a little control over the events as she was directed to what to do, put on display for others in the attendance. For instance, she sat down in an empty seat next to the designer, but he insisted that she sit down directly across from Diddy instead. That's weird. But then again, I'm like, okay, maybe the designer's like, yo, I want him to have his eyes locked on you the entire doggone time. But that also could mean I want him to have his eyes on you the entire time so he feels teased, so that he likes what he sees throughout the entire throughout the entire event. And he can see who I brought for him. Does that make any sense? So it could be both sides of the fence. We just got to look at both sides, unfortunately. All right. Innocent until proven guilty, at least on this allegation. With Cassie's, him guilty. But with this one, we don't know. Okay. So, for instance, we already said that part. Once seated, Combs made a very public display of coming on to Crystal in a very suggestive manner, okay, which continued throughout the dinner. For others to hear, Combs bestowed compliments on Crystal by stating, for example, that she was beautiful and her eyes were gorgeous. Later, and at a more intimate volume, Combs told Crystal that he was going to make it that she was going to make it big one day as a model. She went on to tell plaintiff that he had power in the industry and was going to help her advance her career. He provided her with his phone number and as a gesture of good faith in his promises to help her. Throughout their interactions, he was flirtatious, bordering on leering as he leaned across the table towards her. So he was enamored by her. He was absolutely enamored by her. Combs also plied this young woman with alcohol throughout the dinner as he repeatedly refilled her glass with wine. Okay. After this said meal ended, Combs told Crystal that he wanted to get to know her better. He asked her to call him a bit later. So they had dinner. They were kicking it. They were having a good time. He was sitting there going, oh, you're just the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. Your eyes are so beautiful. Oh, no. I got this. Let me pour some more wine for you. I just want to know. I want to get to know you more. Blah, blah, blah. Right? I want to go rise. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's one of his songs too. Can we play that anymore? Just saying. Okay. But he was in there, whispering in her ear, saying sweet nothings, constantly refilling her glass of wine, gave her his number, said, hey, holler at me, let's talk a little bit later. Right? You're going to have a huge career. I'm going to make you huge, or I'm going to help make your career blow up. All that stuff. Here's my number. Give me a call. She felt confused but hopeful that Combs would fulfill his promises to help her career. All right. Moving on. She meets him at the studio where he does this whole thing. And I just got to highlight it. It's just, I'm just saying, it's terrible. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think look, I'm sorry, but we have to kind of dissect this part here because I am kind of curious about that as well. It's the part of her feeling confused but hopeful. Now, that could have been her just feeling a little, buzzed, right? She's buzzed from drinking, so on and so forth. I don't know I don't think anything was, laced in her drink at that time. I mean, if they were both possibly drinking out of the same bottle of wine, I don't know. I don't think so. Also, unless something sinister is going on in that hotel where he went to have, at this restaurant where they went to break bread and drink wine. I mean, I don't think anybody's putting anything in their drinks. You know what I mean? So I don't know if they were lacing anything in her drinks at that time. I think she was just confused because she was just trying to she's like, I don't know what he was trying to tell me here. It's like, are you trying to say you going to advance my career if I sleep with you? Like you're literally buttering me up. Okay, you're buttering me up, and I appreciate it. But are the intentions here real? Are you intentionally wanting to talk for business, or are we talking about pleasure? There's a drastic difference. Or are you trying to put them both together in one scene? And that's a little bit weird too. I want to get to know you, but I'm going to make your career so huge. You're going to have a huge career one day. But, I want to get to know you better and blah, blah, blah. And it's kind of like, wait a second. Are we talking about business? Or are we talking about pleasure? Because if you are sitting here buttering me up and giving me compliments on how beautiful I am, okay, my job is to be beautiful. I'm a model. So are you saying that you think I'm beautiful because you want to use me for work, or you think I'm beautiful because you want to use me because you want to use me? And then also it's like, okay, so you're telling me that if I am beautiful. I appreciate you saying that. I already know, I've been winning all these things. I'm on cover of magazines already. I already know all that stuff. But by you saying you want to know me better, what exactly does that mean? So you're telling me if you get to know me more, you'll help advance my career? What are your intentions here? And I think that's the reason why she is confused but hopeful. And see, this is the problem too. When there are people at levels of their career of power, right? At the height of their career and all that stuff, there's plenty of people, that are trying to make it. And they meet somebody as big as somebody like Diddy. And they go, oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm on the cover of magazines. I'm doing runway shows. I'm being flown through to all different places all over the world. Everybody wants to talk to me for my work and for how beautiful I am. It is awesome, right? Yeah, that's cool, right? But at the same time, you ain't at Diddy's level. You've moved up a couple ranks for sure, but you're not at that level of Diddy. So then you meet Diddy and you're going, damn, I'm meeting someone where I could be on the same level as him one day. And then he knows this. And so he uses that to manipulate and mess with the person's mind. By him complimenting her profusely. Sitting there going, oh, you're so beautiful. I want to know you better, blah, blah, blah. And then in their minds, someone like Crystal, who I'm sure not sitting here saying this is a bad way or in an offensive way, but is desperate because she doesn't want to only just do what she's doing right now. She wants to get to that level. She wants that Heidi Klum title. She wants that, whatever, the other names, the other supermodel names. You know what I mean? They want to get to that level, right? And if he's the gateway, if he's the gatekeeper to that path, she's like, okay, so what do I need to do? Okay. And no doubt, Nicole B, he ain't Tyra Banks, but he's got access. He could literally just go, hey, can you put Crystal in this shoot? Actually, it won't even be a question. He'll be like, I want you to put Crystal in this shoot. Oh, anything you say, Diddy? Oh, yeah, she's beautiful. Yeah, she's gorgeous. And the next thing you know, everyone's going, who's Crystal McKinney? Next thing you know, she's that household name. Next thing you know, she's at that level of stardom that she wants to get, that she's, I'm sure, wanting to get to. So he uses this as an opportunity to manipulate. Period. Now the thing is like, okay, I hate to bring this show back, okay, but we did cover this baby reindeer thing, and I don't want to ruin anything for you guys. If you haven't seen the Netflix show, please go check it out. But there's a episode in Baby Reindeer that breaks this down so well, because there are people out here that all they want to do is find success in the art or in the creative space that they're passionate about. Either they want to be a writer, or they want to be an artist, an actor, a musician, whatever, model, hip hop artist, whatever it may be. They all have that certain goal and dream that they want to accomplish. And a lot of times it's like winning the lottery. It's tough to get in there. It's tough to get in, get a hand, even get close to the brass ring. But then you meet somebody that could actually give you access to that brass ring. And next thing you know, you go, what do? You sit there and you do everything you can to appease that particular person, because you just want to be on their good side, so that they go, oh, I want you to put Crystal in this shoe. Oh, you're looking for a new Mystique for a new X-Men movie? Oh yeah, no. You don't need Jennifer Lawrence. You need Crystal. No. You're putting Crystal in that part. You see what I'm saying? All you need is that one person sitting there going, do you know about this girl? Bring her in. She's dope. Put her in your next movie. Oh, well, okay. I will help finance some of this movie. Oh, well, say less. What role do you want, sweetheart? Oh my God. You know what I mean? So next thing you know, you're going, oh, wow. You're in that writer's room, or you're performing, opening up for an artist that you really look up to, or you're featured on a track, that's produced by Metro Boomin or something like that. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's the people that it's the gatekeepers that have access to that in crowd. That's very hard to get into. And a lot of them, it seems like they're slimy as hell. They're slimy. So then they'll use people. They'll use them up until the person either gives up or they break that person. And I'm telling you right now, it's like the second to last episode, I think, something like that, of Baby Reindeer, that I was like, this is so well done. This episode right here explains this so freaking well. I can't explain anything else because I don't want to give you guys any spoilers, but damn, is it so good at like just explain that part. The part of you meet your hero. And a lot of times you don't want to meet your hero because they're worse than you think. They're worse than you think. And then all they're going is, oh yeah, you talented, bro. You talented. How did you do that again? And of course, you're with that person and you want to be nice to them. You want to be on their good side. So you're going to say everything. Oh, I did this and this and this. And I used this filter and I used that and then and that. And I dropped this down. And I raised this up and blah, blah, blah. And that's how you got the beat. And then he's like, wow, really? For real? That's what you did? And then they take that ish and they go, oh yeah, who are you again? Happens all the time. But some of these people get taken advantage of in a criminal way where their bodies are violated. And this happens all the time. All the time. They take what you want, or they take what they want, and then they kick rocks. And then they go, who's Crystal? I ain't never met her before. Oh, so I shared some glasses of wine with her. I met her one time, bro. I don't know who she is. Just saying, it's real. It's very, very real. That episode of Baby Reindeer, go check it out. Phenomenal writing. Very, very well done. Whether it is real or not, I know that's the ongoing argument right now. He just tells the story so well. He does. And I think it explains a lot of what of this is going on as well, especially the victims as well. Oh, of course, only in the victim's perspective, of course, but I think it's very well done. So plaintiff meets him at the studio where he does this unthinkable thing, right? He laces her, for lack of a better term, and then he essays her. So later that night, Combs requested plaintiff to come see him at his studio in New York as well. Plaintiff felt reassured that she would be with others at the studio rather than alone in a personal residence. So when she arrived, she found that Combs and several other men seated. She found that Combs and I guess she found that Combs was seated with other men. All right. Some of these typos are crazy. Like they don't even spell out God fully, which is weird. It's three letters. It's one syllable word. And then it's interesting. You'll see here in a second. She found that they were passing around a bottle of Hennessy and some trees. So after she sat down, one of Combs' associates asked her, "Do you smoke weed?" To which she responded affirmatively. So Combs' associate replied, "You never had weed like this before." Okay. Still wondering why she smoked it, but okay. Plaintiff later came to understand that Combs had laced the joint with a narcotic or other intoxicating substances. Combs passed her the joint, and plaintiff took a hit, which felt very powerful. Although she insisted that she had enough after that, he pressured her to imbibe more alcohol and Mary Jane by telling her that she was acting too uptight. Plaintiff felt as if she was floating. Seeing plaintiff was very intoxicated, Combs demanded her to follow him, and he physically led her into the bathroom. This is where it gets hairy, guys. In the bathroom, Combs forced himself onto her and began kissing her without her consent. Combs then shoved her head down to his pelvic area, got to use these code words, before demanding her to ess it. She refused, but Combs pushed her head down onto his phallus and forced her to perform OS on him. As she was being aided, she felt panicked and physically sick. Afterwards, Combs led plaintiff back into the studio. Upon standing and walking, she felt more and more woozy and lost consciousness. When she woke up, in shock, she found herself in a taxi cab heading back to the designer's apartment. As her consciousness returned, she realized she had been SA'd by Combs and possibly other people. Let's not forget that too. Plaintiff had felt humiliated and traumatized and without recourse. So Combs A has caused plaintiff lifelong harm. And I bet it has. Following the A, plaintiff's modeling opportunities quickly began to dwindle and then evaporated entirely. Upon information and belief, Combs had crystal blackballed in the industry and utilized his significant influence to impede on her career growth. She became severely depressed. She began to blame herself for the A and for sabotaging her own career. The A led her into a tailspin of anxiety and depression. In or about 2004, She attempted to do the unthinkable, and she was hospitalized. Everywhere she looked, she was reminded of his A, as Combs was an inescapable presence in music, television, and film. Let me just say this really quick. Can you imagine having a crime committed upon you, and then all of a sudden, and you're thinking you're in this industry too, you're going to keep your head down, you're going to keep moving, and you're going to keep working, you're going to keep producing, but suddenly out of nowhere, the work that you were trying to put out there, the time, effort, the blood, sweat, and tears suddenly just dwindle. All the opportunities just disappear out of nowhere after you just had one of the most horrific, shocking, traumatizing experiences of your whole entire life with one of the biggest names in hip hop. And then as you are sitting there trying to work, trying to get jobs, but you're not getting gigs, you're not getting casted in anything, suddenly you're turning around and you're seeing the monster in which could possibly be the reason why your career went sideways, holding a bottle of tequila on a big billboard, smiling with his veneers, saying life is good type stuff. Opening up your magazines and he's in the front page of everything. Turning on the TV and all you see is him just, doing the Diddy bop and whatever he's doing, right? Making new songs and producing new tracks, standing next to other artists like Usher, Justin Bieber, so on and so forth. And your career is just going just downward spiral. I think that would make anybody go mad. That'd make anybody go mad, for sure. But I am kind of curious, though, because she says, upon information and belief, that Combs was the one that blackballed her from the industry. And he utilized his significant influence to impede on her career's growth. I want to know what information and belief she got. What's the information, baby? Because I want to know. I'm not sitting here saying that she is lying, but I would love to know, how does she know for sure that it's Diddy that kind of put the wall up? That's what I'd like to know. But let's continue on. She was hospitalized, okay? Inescapable presence, music, TV, films. I mean, shoot. You're seeing him in Get Him to the Greek. You're seeing him in all these other movies and stuff. Like, man, that would anger me too, man. You're like, how's this guy getting on? He's a monster. How can he get on? How can he be out here just like enjoying his life? And I'm out here dealing with all this trauma and the monsters on the silver screen. Yeah, I'd be angry too, man. I'd be angry too. In the ensuing years, she has also experienced alcohol and drug addiction as she attempted to cope with the emotional trauma of being Aid. Plaintiff has also experienced intimacy issues as she struggles to maintain emotional and other types of, romantic relationships with men. Plaintiff was married from approximately 2006 to 2010. However, the marriage fell apart as she had a mental breakdown precipitated by memories of the A. Combs A, this incident that he inflicted upon her, has altered the trajectory of this plaintiff's career, denying her a successful and lucrative career in modeling and film industries. To this day, Crystal experiences bouts of depression, anxiety, body image issues, feelings of worthlessness, and intimacy issues because of Combs' despicable crime. Plaintiff is a woman of faith, and when she saw news coverage of the lawsuit from Miss Cassie Ventura, Mrs. Dickerson Neal, and others, she knew she had the moral obligation to speak up. Plaintiff prayed to good. See what I'm saying? You can't write out God in legal documents. That's interesting. But plaintiff prayed to good God before bringing this lawsuit, as she feared further violence and or retaliation from defendant Combs, but ultimately decided that she needed to speak her truth. She seeks justice for herself and for any other Combs victims. You know, it's crazy because this is all the other, you know, like I said, this is all cause of action. You know, all within the New York City's Victims of Gender Motivated Violence Protection Act. And I mean, listen, this is just horrific. But I said before, I really do think that this is all because of Cassie. And I think a lot of other women, as soon as Cassie came out with all that stuff in the beginning, I'm not talking about the video, but in the beginning, I think that inspired a lot of people, a lot of other victims to sit there and go, okay, you know what? Okay. She's out here and she's still alive, right? I'm stepping forward too. And this could very well be a true 110% true story of something that happened to this young woman, or this woman at that time when she was only 22 years old. This happened. She's in her 40s now. This happened 21 years ago. But she still remembers it like it was yesterday. And like people like Rachel right here saying I'm skeptical. I think a lot of people are going to be wondering that as well. I think there's going to be a lot of people wondering that as well. I mean, because no matter what, it comes 22 years later, or 21 years later, I'm sorry. It comes 21 years later. But that's how I feel with a lot of other people that have stepped forward. The only one that's been really fresh and newer is Lil Rodney Jones. That's the only one that happened, within the last few months. But everyone else's has been around that same time. These crimes. Now, does that mean they don't have a right to step forward and say something? No, I'm not. They should step forward and talk. But I can see why people are going to sit here and think that there's some sort of, that there's going to be side-eyeing, Like, I'm side-eyeing this. I mean, it is what it is, but I'm looking at it, I'm going to side-eye it because we don't know if it's actually 110% true. But I say, this is what I say. This could be true. This may not be true. It's the same thing like Rodney Jones' case. And with all due respect, I'm just sitting there going, you had somebody going up and, going into your, messing with your rear end. That doesn't make it, to me, it's like, how is that even possible? You know what I mean? How's that even possible? The only other thing I can think is it's through clothes. But at the same time, it's like, okay, we still have to listen and hear those allegations and look at them as allegations until they show proof positive, smoking gun evidence that those things happened. Like when Cassie came out with her lawsuit, she was the first one to come out with her lawsuit. Okay? Or at least for it to be public like this, right? She came out, she told us something, she told us some crazy stories. We didn't have any proof at that time. I mean, there's been nothing but rumors and stuff, and there's been things that people have said on podcasts and YouTube videos. But other than that, all of it has been speculation. But then when you hear Cassie say all the things that she went through, it's like, wow, these are very detailed. And it's a lot. It's hard to not believe that, right? Only thing that helped vindicate Cassie even more is the fact that video came out. because that confirms more and more that Diddy did these things. And what's interesting, what's even more interesting about this is that Diddy did go and say, hey, I'm sorry. I'm going to rehab. I found God. I'm talking to a therapist. That was some dark times, man. Lo siento. Come on, man. Now you're seeking God. Now you're going to rehab. Now you're talking to a therapist. I'm sorry, dismiss me with the nonsense, but he confirmed everything and vindicated Cassie even more. Because he could have said, that video ain't me. Yeah, try me, bruh. That is not me, man. He could have said that, but he was quick to go on to a video and say, it was me. You know what I'm saying? So it vindicates the hell out of Cassie. Massively. And I'm not surprised about that. It vindicates the hell out of everything. Do you realize that confirms to me that is the domino effect? Because now it's like, okay, so if the hotel incident that she describes in her lawsuit has a video, so that just proved that that is real. So then that means domino effect. Everything else she has said in her 72-page, 77-page lawsuit is real. Holy cow, y'all. To me, that's a... So now anybody who comes forward, really, yeah, we're going to have to somewhat side-eye, but then there's another part of us that goes, well, maybe he really did do all this as it's being claimed. Maybe Aubrey O'Day ain't as crazy as some people are saying. I'm just saying. And if this happened to Aubrey, I'm interested to see what she's going to say. And when she's going to say it, because she's just been hopping on her QWERTY keyboard, putting in her 150 characters on Twitter, and saying, yeah. And it's like, well, what do you know, or what happened to you? Because we know everybody heard stories about you getting with Diddy. So what is the story? Just get it over with. Rip the Band-Aid off. You see what I'm saying? Unless she's just bitter. You know what I'm saying? Unless she's just bitter and just wants revenge over Diddy. I don't know. Like I said, it's just very interesting. The case is very, very interesting. Period. All right. Yes, Tipsy. It's hard to believe he didn't do it after all that he has come out about him. Absolutely. But that's the thing, though. What's going to be tough? Which I'm not sitting here saying that this woman is lying. I'm not alluding to this at all. I'm not alluding to this at all. But I'm trying to say that it's going to be very difficult because there's going to be a lot more women and a lot more men, a lot more victims that are going to step forward and say, this happened to me too. But the thing is now we're going to have to weed through all that stuff too and figure out who's telling the truth, who's lying, who had relations with him, but now is trying to turn it into an SA, but it was consensual at the time. You see what I'm saying? That's the issue I think that there's going to be going on. But I think with what's going on here, I believe it. I do. Now, if he left some DNA on the outfit that she was wearing, that's not good. That doesn't mean, I will say this though, that does not mean that he SA'd. It just means that he had relations with her. You see what I'm saying? But because of everything that's being attacked onto him right now, it's going to be a very quick for people to go, boom. See what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, like I said, I believe it. I do. I really, really do. But there is no smoking gun evidence showing anything that has happened to show proof positive that the essay actually like, see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? All she has is some clothing, and we still have to wait for that. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's hard to prove something like that has happened when it happened that far back. That's all I'm saying. Does it mean that she's lying? No, I'm not saying that at all. Not at all. But I'm saying I think it would be very hard to prove this in court if they ever bring this in, if they ever see the inside of a courtroom for this and all that, right? But I will say this too. If he's done this to Cassie, he most definitely has done this numerous times before. Okay? Real talk. All right? But I because I feel like it, I want to take a trip down memory lane with his just this whack apology video. Let's take a look at that.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. But sometimes you got to do that. I was fucked up. I mean, I hit rock bottom. But I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video.
Now, what's interesting about this video, he says, I hit rock bottom during that time, right? But when he was dating Cassie, when he was with Cassie, wasn't that before, or I'm sorry, wasn't that after he did what he did allegedly to this supermodel? I'm just trying to get the timeline correct, right? Cassie's whole thing happened afterwards, right? After this alleged crime that he committed on Crystal. Okay, I got that right. Thank you, Rachel. So he must have been hitting rock bottom for a while. These are them dark times. I hit rock bottom. I don't know, guys. I don't know about all that. But let's continue.
I'm disgusted.
See that acting? See that? I'm disgusted. Found God, though.
I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy. I'm going to rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day.
I said it before. I'm going to say it again. Why does this sound like the start of an R&B track? You know what I mean? Why does it sound like he's recording something for the start of an R&B track? You know, it's the trials and tribulations or something like that. Whoa. You know, you got Chris Brown in the background. You know what I mean? Trials and tribulations. Whoa. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Listen to this. Listen to that crap again. It sounds like it. I'm trying to be a better man. But you just need some like soft synthesizer in the background. And then all of a sudden, you know, the beat drops. You know what I'm saying? Just listen to this. I ain't lying. Listen.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's not it.
I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now.
It's about right here.
I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy. Going to rehab.
Mm-hmm.
Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
That sounds like the intro to one of his dope tracks that are about to drop. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. It just seems weird to me, you know? I'm just saying. Okay? Like, he done mucked this whole thing up. But what's interesting is the fact that he says, he doesn't say it is me, but he does say, I'm sorry, bad times, so on and so forth. This is the same dude that was out here going like, there's a witch hunt, enough is enough, this is whack, all that stuff, right? Yeah, he did do that. Yeah. But like I said, trials and tribulations, ooh, whoa, you know what I mean? Try to be a better man. Trials and tribulations, ooh, whoa, you know? Like, I feel like it should be a song. Somebody give me a beat, man. Shoot. We gonna make that song. We gonna make that song. You know what I mean? Sorry. I'm working on every day to be a better man. I'm sorry. Trials and tribulations. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying. All right, let's get back into the conversation. All right. But still, like, a lot of people think I worship the devil, that I'm into some crazy stuff. I'm doing all this stuff. I'm trying to be a better man. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Trials and tribulations. Okay, I'm done. Okay, I'm done. All right. But still. Okay. Okay. I'm here. We're back. Still, though, it's trash. Okay? It's trash. But here's something interesting as well. All right. Cassie did come out with a statement this morning, if I'm correct. And so I wanted to share that with you guys. Okay? Shelly, watch somebody do it. Watch somebody do that. Take it. That's fine. And then you just give me all the royalties. All right. I got a family to feed, baby. All right. I got a family to feed. But actually, before we get into this statement, let me grab some of these super chats. I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for the support. It means a lot. Because I know this is kind of old news. It's not super news, but you know, at the same time, I do appreciate you guys coming in and talking about this, because, you know, we are still covering the Diddy case. We still are covering Sebastian Rogers' case. We still got some things that we got to find out about Riley Strain's case, Micah Miller's case. I mean, there's so many different cases that we cover on this channel. So I appreciate all the support. Okay. Now, I understand not everybody's interested in Diddy, but I sure am. So Kimberly, thank you so much. I have so many things to say, but I can't put it into words. So I'll just put my heart here. I'm sending all my support, respect, and love. Thank you, P. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Kimberly in Japan. Thank you. And also, thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships. You 5, please pay it forward. Pay it forward. Do something nice to somebody. Hold the door open. That could be your pay it forward. You know what I mean? Call up your mama. Tell her she's beautiful. Whatever it is. You know what I mean? Just be kind. That's all I say. Trickle it back. Trickle it down, whatever you want to call it. All right. I appreciate it. Sweet Caroline, thank you so much. Love you, Pascal. Been wrapped up in the crazy retrial. Glad to catch you today. Thank you, Sweet Caroline. I appreciate it. And yeah, that Karen Reed stuff has been going absolutely sideways, upside down, and inside out. Okay. It's been crazy. Real talk. So interesting for sure. Tired as a mother. You got 2 of them, so thank you so much. No more Ayers is one and done. No more Ayer is a one and done. Oh, okay. So I think you're saying no one Ayer is a one and done. And if that's what you mean, then I agree. That's what I was saying earlier. I think that if he's done this to Cassie, he most definitely has done this ish before. Let's keep it a buck. Okay. And tired as a mother again. Thank you so much. But some do lie and it discredits real victims. Absolutely. That's the reason why I get concerned, because you hear Cassie come out with this stuff. People are still side-eyeing Lil Rod as well, right? And that gets very frustrating because, people will try to catch that money bag. And right now, a money bag for a lot of victims, especially victims that are like claiming falsities, they're looking at this as a ground ball. They're like, yo, he's down and out. Let's grab a couple mil real quick. Let's lie. You see what I'm saying? So we have to be we have to side-eye everything now, which is terrible. And that's just the kind of world that we live in as well, right? But Melly, thank you so much again. You can hit rock bottom and be an alcoholic or whatever it is without being an heir. You are absolutely right. You are 110% right. I couldn't agree with you more on that as well. Okay. Okay. You meant no. I see what you're saying. No heir is a one and done. Yeah, you're right. I mean, if they've done it before, or if they got caught doing it, then they most likely have done it before, and that is very true. Very, 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 very true. That's why all these other people that have stepped forward, I'm like, now that video's come out, man, it is a wrap. It's over. It's over for Diddy. It is so over. You realize how many people he going to be bled dry. His financial well is going to be drained, bone dry. Do you understand? It's like if you watched DuckTales, Scrooge McDuck's like building that was filled with gold coins. Think about that building that was basically a safe filled with gold coins that he would jump into and swim in and all that, which you can't really do that in real life because you'll break your bones. But moving on, think about that just going down like this. And he'll have like two of those coins left for his kids to fight over. He better put some of this money into some trusts so that it can block. I don't even know why I'm giving him financial advice. I ain't saying nothing. The hell's wrong with me? You go and get yourself broke because you done this all to yourself. Okay. But at the same time, if you're trying to protect yourself, maybe some trusts would be a good idea to get set up. Okay. Maybe my financial heads out here will sit there and go, he should, but we ain't going to talk about it. Just say it in the chat. All right. He ain't watching this show. Are you? If you are, you're screwed, man. You might as well fess up to everything. That's what I think. Moving on, though. Cassie has spoken out. And we got the goods. So let's get straight into this. Thank you for all the love and support from my family, friends, strangers, and those I have yet to meet. The outpouring of love has created a place for my younger self to settle and feel safe now. But this is only the beginning. DV is the issue. It broke me down to someone I never thought I would become. With a lot of hard work, I am better today. But I will always be recovering from my past, no doubt. Thank you to everyone that has taken the time to take this matter seriously. My only ask is that everyone open their heart to believing victims the first time. I think that's really important to hear. The fact that she's saying believing victims the first time. Again, what happened to her? She put information out here, and what happened? No one believed her. They dragged her through the mud. They made her seem like she was just out here for money grabs and all that. Even when she said it before, even when the scathing lawsuit came out, the 70 some odd page lawsuit came out with nothing but proof and the potential of receipts, right? Still people tried to drag her through the mud. So it's interesting that she's saying, hey, please open your hearts in believing victims the first time. I agree with that 110%. It takes a lot of heart to tell the truth out of a situation that you were powerless in. I offer my hand to those that are still living in fear. Reach out to your people. Don't cut them off. No one should be carrying this weight alone. This healing journey is never ending, but this support means everything to me. Thank you. Love always, Cassie. And let me say this, guys. I mean, as much as we are talking about the other lawsuit and all that, and how we're like side-eyeing it, and some people are side-eyeing it, some people are saying, I believe Crystal 100% and all that. She's not wrong, right? She's not wrong. I get the reason behind certain reactions, the knee-jerk reactions, because we've been in the situation, which is, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, well, you're never gonna fool me again, right? We've all been there before, so we instantly side-eye situations like this all the time. But I do agree, if they've come out and are talking to you, they're speaking to you, you need to hear them out, right? You need to at least hear them out, hear their story, and get them the justice that they feel that they rightfully deserve. If the lawsuit or law enforcement, or if the investigation leads down to it being a lie, well, then so be it. It is what it is. But at least you did the right thing in helping that friend, trying to seek justice for something that was done upon them. And this woman endured a lot. So I commend her for coming out and speaking out and doing all this, because now more people, more victims of Diddy are going to step forward. And I'm hoping that more victims of DV in general, it can't just be Diddy, because there's plenty of Diddies out here, guys. JP, Pastor JP, but there's plenty of Diddies out here, guys, that are out here living in plain sight, preaching the word, cleaning your teeth, fixing your car, making your burgers. Plenty of people out here hiding in plain sight, doing horrific things behind their own closed doors. And there are people just like Cassie that felt like as soon as they said something, they were not believed, right? So I commend her for being so brave and staying with it and not giving up, because she could have done some very unthinkable things to herself, and she didn't. And I think that's amazing. Some people did comment in here. Claudia Jordan said she's on Fox Soul. She said, I hope you realize how bravery against a seemingly untouchable giant gave so many other women and men the confidence to come forward too. You suffered for too long, and we love to see you properly loved and protected now, beautiful. Thank you for not being afraid to go first. The brat came out and said, we love you. So sorry you had to go through those horrible times. No one deserves that. We appreciate your strength, Queen. Tiffany Red came out and said, love you. Taraji P. Henson gave her a bunch of prayer and heart emojis, right? Devin Franklin, if you don't know who Devin Franklin is, he's like a motivational speaker, actor, preacher guy. He says, God bless you, praying for your peace and continued healing. Oh, he also was married to Megan Good back in the day. All right. D Nice says, sending you love and wishing you peace, right? And then there's a bunch of other people that have just come out and just gave her some support and love, and rightfully so. Again, more and more the truth is going to come out. More and more the truth on what Diddy did is going to come out. Trust and believe. It's about to be absolutely crazy here for show. And I'm here for it. I'm 110% here for it. Okay. I'm 110% here for it. Sorry, there's a lot of news that's going on here. In fact, let me check something, because y'all are saying something in the chat. B12 said something, and I don't even know if it's true. So let me just check something here. Interesting. That's interesting, but I'm wondering if that's like something about Sean Kingston. Somebody call 911. Somebody called 911 on Sean Kingston, apparently. What? We're going to have to look at that here in a second. What? Hold on. I'm grabbing this real quick because this is cray. Huh? There's a little bit of a left turn, guys, but I'm going to share it with you guys anyway. Somebody called 911 on Sean Kingston. Somebody called 911 on Sean Kingston. Here's the reason, apparently. Okay. House was raided by cops over alleged failure to pay for a $150,000 sound system in ongoing scheme. What? Why would they? What? Why would they raid his house because of a? Huh? Authorities in South Florida raided the home of Jamaican rapper singer Sean Kingston on Thursday. So the sheriff's office swarmed the luxurious Southwest Ranches property, which had multiple police cruisers parked inside and around its front gates. Overhead footage. Okay, so which we already know his, Sean Kingston, his name is Keshawn Paul Anderson, was accused of not paying for a $150,000 entertainment system, authorities told the outlet. The allegation stems from a lawsuit filed against the Beautiful Girls, Beautiful Girl, you know that song, in February by Ver Entertainment LLC. So the attorney for the company was outside the home while the raid took place. He said that he works with Justin Bieber and that he obviously puts a big show here, puts on a big show here. This is a rental house. He doesn't even own it. He lures people using his celebrity into having them release things without having him pay for it, and then simply never pays. Okay, what the So they're trying to expand the initial search to other areas of his home. He's stealing the property itself. He is a standardized script. He has a standardized script that he gives people, which is that he's a recording artist, that he certainly is, and that he wants to purchase these things, but never pays for anything. He gets the stuff, and that's the end of the story, and does it over and over and over. What in the hell is going on here? Hold on. This is the weirdest thing. So he's just sitting here going like, I made that song, so give me your stuff. I want that on the free 99. Hold on.
We're also following some breaking news out of Southwest Ranches, where there is a big police presence at a home belonging to singer Sean Kingston.
This includes the SWAT team. Local 10 News reporter Roy Ramos is live at the scene.
And you have some breaking details to bring us, I understand, Roy.
Sean Kingston.
Well, Christy and Janice, we have just learned that this is the home of singer and producer Sean Kingston. We are standing right off of Griffin Road and 178th Avenue. Off in the distance there, we were watching as these deputies were initially standing outside of the home, but in the last 15 minutes or so, I can tell you that they have now moved inside. Let's go ahead and show you what this all looked like when we first arrived here. Sky 10 up above the Southwest Ranches, home of well-known recording artist Keyshawn Anderson, I should say, but you may know him as Sean Kingston. It's outside. We spotted more than a dozen Broward Sheriff deputies next to a command center. Investigators set up in the driveway of the musician's home. In a complaint we obtained from the Broward Clerk of Courts, we learned that a company by the name of Ver Entertainment alleges that Kingston partially paid for a 232-inch television and entertainment system, but following the installation, never paid for that product in full, allegedly.
Okay, so he went and he's like, yo, I'm Sean Kingston. I made hits, so give me this stuff. So give me this stuff for free. That's basically it. Or like, hey, I'm good. I'm Sean Kingston. I'm gonna pay this. But I just need you to like set it up, get it going, and then we'll get it set up. We'll get us some sort of payment arrangement going. Crazy, right? The what? Yeah, I'm sure. Beautiful girls, right? He hasn't had a hit in a long time, guys. Like, he really hasn't had a hit in a long time. So why? Why would this be? I'm sorry. Oh God. How does this happen? He's getting rated over a TV and some speakers. Not because of drugs, not because of littles in the house, but because of a TV and speakers in a house that apparently he doesn't even own. Hamburger. Let me just continue with this. It's all good. I mean, fine. You get your stuff, okay? Whatever entertainment system, whoever that company is, you get your ish back. You show them who's boss. But literally, you got rated for this? I'm sorry, it's laughable. Come on, this ain't drugs. He ain't like moving a whole bunch of Mexicans in his house, you know what I'm saying? Living in there against their will or something. He ain't moving people. He ain't rush houring anybody. This is over some speakers and some plastic. Wow. $150,000 though. That's the biggest TV I've ever heard in my whole time. Hold on, I gotta roll that back. Over a TV and a what? You can't write this stuff. Hold on. I need to hear how big was that TV though? Hold on. I'm rolling that back. Hold on. Yeah, I bet all that is cubic zirconium. All of that's around his neck and on his wrist right now. Unless he said, "Hey, I'll pay you. I'm Sean Kingston. Like, I got you, though. I got you, bruh. Like, I say less, bruh. Say less, homie. I'm Sean Kingston. Now give me the diamonds, man. I'll pay you back. You know where I live, sorta."
Deputies next to a command center. Investigators set up in the driveway of the musician's home. In a complaint we obtained from the borrowed clerk of courts, we learned that a company by the name of Ver Entertainment alleges that Kingston partially paid for a 232-inch television and entertainment system.
232-inch? What the hell is that? That is big. No one needs a TV that big. No one. 232 inch. Man, what are you doing, man? 232. Did it fit? Did it fit in the house? How do you get inside the house? I'm sure it's just panels. It's just a bunch of panels all put together, and it looks like one big ass flat screen TV. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, why do you need that inside your house? That's more than just a home theater. That's an amphitheater. Cricket. That's an amphitheater. You like hosting sporting events. You got the games going on live in your house. Football players tackling over the sofa and got Pepsi logos riding in the background on that jumbo screen. Like, what are you going on tour in your house? Because that's gigantic. And he said, "I got you, bro. Say less, say less, say less." Shh. I'm Sean Kingston. Beautiful girl. Remember me? Remember me? Shawty called 911. Remember me? I got you, bro. I make money. I make the money. I got you. This dude got rated over TV parts. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like I thought, like when. Oh God, I'm so happy that it's this. Oh, I'm so happy it's over speakers and not over humans. I'm just saying that really quick. I am so because when I saw in the corner of my eye, Sean Kingston's house been raided. I'm like, oh no, because I'm thinking, and it's not like I'm a fan or anything. I'm just thinking, oh God, it's something devastating. Another one going down. But it's over speakers, man. It's over. I thought maybe he's gonna have like just mountains of just party favors or something, or little kids locked up in a room or something. But no, it's over flat screen TVs and speakers. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna let this finish.
But following the installation, never paid for that product in full, allegedly. The complaint also goes on to allege Kingston used his name and celebrity status to scam people out of products and services, never paying for them. Well, I just spoke with the attorney, Dennis Card, who represents Ver Entertainment. Here's what he told me.
He has basically a sales pitch that he goes through to defraud people. He
No
induces
doubt.
them into giving them really expensive things. We know that our property is inside this house right here. So as soon as the raid takes place, we're going to have a crew of people in there to deassemble it and take it back to its rightful owner.
Now, let me just say this: if you want your ish back, and you are dealing with a celebrity, do it exactly like this. Just do it just like this. He's like, we're gonna get our property back. Just raid him. Because this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing for Sean Kingston. This is embarrassing. Because it shows that he broke. And don't get me wrong, welcome to the broke club. You know what I'm saying? We all making just trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. You know what I mean? It's hard out here for a pimp. Okay. But at the same time, oh my Lord, you have got to be kidding. You have got to be kidding me. He just said, yeah, we raiding him. We doing this. And here's the truth about this mother lover. He uses his celebrity status. Says, I'm Sean Kingston. I made a hit back in the day, back in the early 2000s. And that's all. Yeah. My level of pettiness. You know what? Yeah. I mean, shoot, I'm sure a lot of us would do the same thing. Like, yeah, let's raid him. Let's embarrass the hell out of him so he knows never to do this type of ish again. Pay in full. Now everybody's going to sit there and go, no, like, they're sitting there going, oh yeah, let me give you this necklace, because you're Sean Kingston. Oh, nope. I saw that you got raided. I don't trust you. Nope. You're going to have to pay in full. And it's like, damn, thwarted. It's amazing. Kimberly in Japan, thank you so much. Love Pascal being Pascal. It's nice to just take a little bit of a break from the crazy, right? And just report some of the news and just have a little bit of fun. But yeah, I'm the reason why I was laughing, not only because it's embarrassing and it's the most ridiculous reason to raid somebody's home, but because I'm thinking maybe there's going to be a whole bunch of pew-pews in the house or something crazy. We're all thinking something sinister, and it has to do with a TV and some speakers. I mean, it's a big-ass TV and some speakers. That's just crazy. $150 worth of TVs and speakers. And he didn't pay not one dime for real, though? Yeah, Pretzel, I want to know, how big was the remote, baby? You know what I mean? Is it as big as one of those, like, human-sized pianos? You know what I'm saying? Or you're going you have to hop over to one and then hop over to two. You know what I mean? And then go down to okay. Or if you're trying to scroll through Netflix, you got to jump up and down a lot. I'm just saying. Oh, that's a big ass remote. Or that TV had like 17 remotes. S-Dubs, thank you so much. Diddy SWAT raid. But that's old news, right? That's old news. I don't think he's been raided again. I don't think so. But this guy here, somebody going to tear a page out of that man's book and go, you know what? That's what you got to do to celebrities. You got to embarrass them. Raid. because it's like F you, because you were supposed to pay me $150K. You didn't. You used your celebrity. Okay, so I'm going to use your celebrity against you as well. Not lo siento. Karma's a B, ain't it? Oh, you got it wrong. Okay, yeah. Because I found the one that, okay, about the rating. Yeah. But that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. You can't write this stuff, y'all. You really can't. You really, really can't. Man, is it insane. But that is the show. We got more we're going to be looking at as far as the Diddy stuff. There's a trip down memory lane we're going to be taking very, very soon. So just be on the lookout for it. You know what I mean? Yes. You know what? Let me kill that really quick. Yes. Yes, Steffi. Ha ha. Well played, sir. Well played. Anyway, back into it. I appreciate all y'all for being here. Thank you so very much. We're keeping an eye on this case. A lot of times these things pop off right when I'm reporting something else. So I'm trying to play as much catch up as I can. We will be talking about a whole slew of things. We will be talking about, obviously, we still are covering Sebastian Rogers. We're still covering Riley Strain, Micah Miller, and there's a lot that we still need to talk about on all of those cases and then some. Oh, quick reminder before we get going. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, if I'm correct. 9 a.m. Hold on. Let me make that abundantly clear from my own head. All right. Yes, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Okay. We will be, hold on. Yes. So 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, I will be sitting down having a conversation with Jennifer Santinello. That is Layla Santinello's mother, young woman that went missing almost a year ago. I mean, in June, it'll mark the 1-year anniversary since the last time anyone has seen this young woman, this young mother alive. She'll be on the show. It is a case I have never covered on this show ever in my life. And I want to bring some more awareness to it because I know that the mother is still passionately going on to her TikTok and just constantly repeating the story over and over and over again. And I commend her for it. And this young woman, this young mother, Layla, is nowhere to be found. There's been no clues leading to her being found so far. And so I want to give an opportunity for her mother to get on the show and bring awareness to her daughter's missing case. It is very mysterious. It's very odd. And there's a lot of side-eyeing going on, but nothing has changed. And so we're going to talk about it tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. So be on the lookout for that, okay? That would be amazing. All right. So do me a favor before we get going. And of course, I'll probably be back on a little bit later on because there's still more updates in Micah Miller and all these other cases that we have been covering, just trying to play catch up as much as I can. So do me a favor before you get going, though. Hit that like button down below. Crush that reaction button if you're watching on other platforms. While you're on those other platforms, hit that follow button. Follow me on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, X/Twitter. Follow my social medias. That'll be greatly appreciated. Okay. And of course, do not forget to crush that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. That would be amazing. Hit that YouTube subscribe button. And if you want to support the channel, become a member on my YouTube channel or go over to Patreon. And it's in the ticker down below going that way as we speak. Patreon.com/The Pascal Show. And for those of y'all that are survivors, I commend you. Keep surviving, keep talking until somebody hears what you're saying. All right. Much love to you guys. And hopefully the more women and other victims step forward on Diddy, the more we get justice. Diddy's going down. He's going down. All right, guys, it's time to get going. I'll be seeing you guys in a little bit, okay? Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. Talk to you guys soon. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.